So welcome back to the final lesson and the conclusion of selling on Fiverr. So we've gone through the basics and understanding what Fiverr is. We know that it's now an international marketplace that is 24/7, and the crux of Fiverr is selling your services starting from $5. However, you can price that higher, you can price it with upsells, you can do that in any way, shape or form that you like. We know that it's free to sign up for sellers and you can get started today in creating your own side hustle. And that because Fiverr is a central platform, they already spend a lot of money on marketing, on SEO and advertising. So as a business owner or a freelancer, you can cut all of those costs straight away and just focus on entering yourself into a marketplace that already has an active and very, very high amount of buying people in the community. We've learned about the leveling system, starting with seller and then moving up to a level 1 seller, level 2 seller, and then the final top rated seller, and how that impacts your search visibility, your social proof within Fiverr, and why you want to be aiming for each of those levels as you start to progress your career on Fiverr. We've touched on the pro economics of Fiverr and understanding how much is your time actually worth. So rather than selling, for example, we saw that person selling 5 thumbnails for $5, that's going to take him a lot of time. But now hopefully you've got a grasp on what is your time worth and how do you minimize the time to create and finish a gig to then deliver it versus what you're charging, and is that worth what you feel is your hourly rate? And that's all to ensure that you're making sure that Fiverr is lucrative for you. For me on Fiverr, on a good day, I can make anywhere between $50 to $100 per hour with the orders that I get through, and depending on how fast I work. Obviously, I don't fill all the hours every single week, but when I am working on Fiverr, that's what I'm earning, which is really, really great, and it's a great hourly rate. We've touched on the pros and cons of Fiverr, whether that's rude buyers, whether that's difficult buyers at times, or understanding how Fiverr support works when they favour buyers over sellers, and just understanding how to work with Fiverr customer support, and especially with not putting all your eggs into one basket as well. Fiverr is a fantastic platform, but if you are going to go full time and things work out really well, then just make sure that you have a backup plan in case anything happens with Fiverr. We've gone through how a gig is constructed and how it's all put together, why creating a killer profile is absolutely key, and sprinkling little keywords in there for your niche within the profile, be that in the tagline or in your profile description. And we've touched on the really important part, which is search engine optimization within Fiverr, to look at how you find particular keywords and keyword variations within the Fiverr auto suggest and auto search. Versus then putting that into your gig and sprinkling it within the gig title and within the gig description. We also touched on why tags are really, really important within the gigs on Fiverr as well, to make sure that you appear in as many searches as possible. We then went on to the engagement part of the class and understanding how do you engage those visitors that are there browsing through all the search with a really dynamic and attention-grabbing image on the gig, and also the second and the third images along with live portfolios to really drive people from a search on the search page into an engaged lead on your gig page itself, ready to buy. All of that included setting the price right, the art of upselling, as well as using quick responses and custom offers when people and buyers contact you before actually making an order. And lastly, we touched on one of the most important parts, that as you start to grow and as you start to become more successful on Fiverr, thinking about how you start to scale and automate your own business so that you're not swamped with loads of work, feeling underpaid, because that can happen very easily on Fiverr. It's a very cheap marketplace, and you need to make sure that you're earning the right amount of money for the right amount of time. And if that means being more efficient within your business and within your freelancing career, then Fiverr is definitely the place where efficiency is completely crucial and key. So next, the one thing I want to leave you with is the class project itself. Please don't forget that. What you have to do on the class project is create your first gig, be that on Word or another program. Create your first gig, be that a draft or the final thing, screenshot it and then send it into the class project, and I'm more than happy to have a look through. I'll give you some feedback, I'll give you some tips and tricks as well to improve it, and just help you to ensure that you've got the best first gig possible on Fiverr. So I look forward to seeing what you have in the class project, and I'll see you in my other classes.